So, before I dive into today's topic with Dr. Tamara Nall, I am a shameless promoter, and everyone knows me. I've been in this game for a long time, so if you need a good speaker to tell his story about why my very first episode was entitled "Precondition to Fail," I would gladly accept any offers out there um, to appear live and take that podcast and share with your audience. Also, my book, Self Talk, excuse me, that's my website for my t shirts, Self Talk Gear. However, since I am a shameless promoter and advertising my own products, my book, Split Souls of Transition, chronicles some of my life and people I've known, told poetically, is available wherever books are sold online, offline, as well as an audiobook. Uh, Black author, Black publishing house, Black narrators. Not that I'm bringing racism into it, but I am a firm believer that we have to shout out ourselves. So this topic today dives into that. What's in a name with Tamara Nall? And I chose one of my favorite quotes by Shakespeare. Since I am a poet and in a small town, I learned of Shakespeare before I learned of anyone else. Who once said, "A rose by any other name would smell as sweet." Let's take a deep dive into the sweetness of naming women and girls with Dr. Tamara Nall. He would
Hey,
talk about herself more than I can.
Albert. How are you? Thanks so much for having me on your platform. I'm really, really excited. I'm excited to go live, so people are going to get an authentic version.
Okay, that's the best version to put out
Yes.
there. Say it's all you now. I have a long script, but my script I kept it simple. A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Why did you take this topic of naming women and girls on? And I think you can explain it better than I can.
Sure. So I think I always like to start off this topic by talking about my personal story because I think that great things are birthed from your experiences and be it pain, greatness, whatever it is. So I am a serial entrepreneur and a serial investor. I have been focused on my career all of my life. And it's not as if my parents pressure me to like get it all A's or to do this or to do that. I just did it. My sister just did it, probably because we want to make our father proud, but we did it nonetheless. And no one told me that when it comes to women and their maternal health, particularly when it comes to like egg quality, that there is a limited time frame to start a family with your egg quality. And as you get older, your egg quality decreases. So no one told me that. So all decades and decades of just focusing on my career and academically, as well as professionally. And when my husband and I decided that we wanted to have a family, we could not get viable embryos at all. I mean,
Wow.
try after
Mm,
hormone shot,
mm,
round after round after round. And while I think I look young, I just
mhm.
turned 50. So I,
Yeah, 50, that's the age. I'm at 62, still working on it.
yeah, yeah, and we look good for our ages.
Thank you.
But no matter how much we try, we could not get viable embryos. I'm very thankful to say that we do have 7 embryos, but they are with egg donors, not my
Mm,
own eggs. And so that was very, very emotional for me because, I feel as if we come from, not I feel, I know we come from a strong lineage. In fact, a couple of months ago, I just got back from Ghana and traveling throughout Southern Africa. I've been to Ghana before. I've traveled throughout Africa, and just hearing, knowing that we're here means that we come from a strong lineage. It means that our people survived and
hmm
they're here. And so then the thought of that my DNA, my genetics that my mother and my father gave me in with me was just mind blowing. I couldn't conceive it. I couldn't like. What
Wow.
do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah.
This and actually, and not to get too personal, but to get personal, I have a huge reserve.
hmm
However, it seems as if it's low quality because it couldn't go to an embryo. And if you think
hmm
about it scientifically, it's not my husband, it's me because we were
Right.
to make successfully rated embryos with his DNA. And so I was very emotional. I was very sad about that, particularly when you're starting to think about like your legacy and what you leave and trust and wills. And the lawyers always ask, well, who will you leave it to if you die? And the fact that I couldn't name my own seed, my own was a lot for me. So prayed through it. And, God told me that my parents gave me more than my DNA or my genetics, that they taught me to be a very strong person, to be a hard worker. We grew up with Christian principles, to be nice, to be a global citizen, all those things. And that got me through for just a little bit. But then when I started to think about it again, I fell into this fit of depression and sadness, particularly since my mother passed away. So then there's this thought of, oh, wow, we're going to have these children and my mother's not going to be there to help. I mean, I do have a sister, but there's nothing like a mother's love. Right. So I just thought to myself, okay, well, what can I do? What can I do? And through that sadness, the breakthrough was when I talked to my husband that when we have our first daughter, we'll name her after me. So she will bear my name. Okay. And then I started to think about, okay, well, how does that work? And so then I was like, well, what's the, similar to Junior, what is the female equivalent to naming your daughter after the mother? And my research showed that there was nothing. And so that's where Junia was birthed. Then that's how I came up with it. So yes, I'm the founder and creator of the Junia Naming Convention, which is the first formal naming convention for when a mother names her daughter after herself.
My own applause, since I don't know how to do the emoji thing yet. But anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this is you. This just continue your story. Okay. I mean, whatever. I'm really laid back. Okay. Every now and then I get hyped up really on the Black men mental health or mental health issues, being a trauma survivor. But this is what I call the more fun side. It's related to the trauma of our history. If you want to go that deep on it, Black people, how we really don't really have our own real names and stuff of that sort. But at the end of the day, this is beyond that. This is how women in general have not been, regardless of race, creed, religion, color, whatever, have been not truly honored with the naming process. And I do struggle with certain aspects of that because where I came from. But this is where you can break down some things for me and for those who would catch it with now or later. I love that. It's one of my favorite candidates, now or later. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. And so we came up with that. So the website is junialegacy.com. And on that,
the link, y'all. Please hit her up.
Yes, please do. And on that site, you can find out the history of Junia. We have actually a declaration of rights that you can download. We have an example naming ceremony. And, I've been asked, well, why not just a naming ceremony? And my thing is, this is very personal. It's very personal. Some people have their mothers, some people adopt, some people, there's so many ways to create a family. And there's so many people, there's a traditional family unit, but then there could be like the godmother or the godfather. And a lot of times when you think about marriage, you think about an officiant that, is certified or approved by a local county. And this, we don't want all of that. We want this to be a memory, to be special. And so no matter who it is, whomever you feel should officiate over the ceremony, you can. If you want to have it outside, if you want to have it inside, if you want to have it in the birthing room, however you want to have it. So we just give you a sample of what can be included, including elements for the naming ceremony. And then we actually have a certificate. So you can download a certificate where you're putting the baby's name, your name, and then, of course, it has my signature as the founder and creator. And also we have a change.org to have a petition to get those of you who support this to sign up for that. If you want to volunteer, and people are asking, well, can I volunteer?
That's on the website, right?
Yes, JuniaLegacy.com.
Yeah, I got the website. I'll sign a petition. Let me make a note. because I had another guest up here who touched my heart so much that he's actually sending me a T-shirt from Turkey, customized.
Oh, yes,
So,
got
so
it.
this way I can support what you're doing. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll send
thank
it to you.
you. Mm-hmm.
I finally got a grand. I never thought I'd be a grandfather,
Oh,
because, but now I'm a grandfather of a
yes.
soon to be kindergarten granddaughter. Yeah.
How
So
precious. These are like the exciting times.
so this girl part, yeah, this kind of hit me kind of like, yeah. I don't see her as often as I should see her. That's probably not my fault, but still,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. I ended up, I was like, man, two sons, grandson, rocking and rolling. Here she comes.
Still in your heart. Yeah, no, I definitely understand that. And so, in terms of ways to volunteer, there are many, but one of the most common is that we now have to move towards going down this legislative journey. And
Hmm.
so that means we got to be walking, the hill, etc. And representatives want to meet with their constituents. And so,
Right,
if any of you, no matter where you're located, if you know your local representatives, please, by all means, go to our website, sign up, and put that in there, and we'll, bring you to DC so that we can have conversations, and you can be in the room too, saying that you support this because it is a movement that's going on. I mean, it's one thing, there in North Carolina. It's one thing if I go, but they're really going to meet with us and the team if somebody from their constituent from North Carolina is.
right,
And
right.
so that's one there. You can also donate because it does take money, as we have to, get a lobbyist to help.
Do you have a ongoing donation type thing,
We do.
a
The link is
recurring?
right there. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yep. So it's an ongoing.
I'm taking notes off screen because certain things I will find a way to contribute to. This will be one of them, if it's just a
Oh,
small amount.
thank you. No, we appreciate that. And we have
No, I mean,
partnered with the 501c3 AOE. And so
yeah,
all donations are tax write off, and it can be used towards charitable donations. And 100% of the donations will go towards Junia. No admin costs or anything like that.
right.
100% will go to this movement.
Hmm.
And let's see what else. We also got word over the past month that the National Archives has accepted and now recognizes on March 1st of every year. So our first one will be in 2026, National Junia Day. So, yes,
Wow.
thank you. That
Yeah,
was a huge, huge, huge accomplishment
yeah.
for me and my team. And so basically, and our team are all volunteers, by the way,
Mhm.
but basically we'll be able to recognize, and we're going to have different, campaigns, if you will,
Mhm.
primarily just getting the name out there and getting the movement out there to get some more traction leading up until March 1st. But that will be forever and ever, way beyond my lifetime, National Junior Day, every March 1st.
Yeah, yeah. You created that legacy associated with a name or organization, and in this political climate we're in now, we really need something like this.
Yes. And you know what?
I'm
That is
trying
one.
to go down that road, but it's hard. Yeah, we
Yeah,
need, we need, we need in a time of historical erasure, we need something to remind you we ain't going nowhere. and then,
exactly.
and then you can perhaps carry it on to whatever nationality or race you are, that you're not going nowhere because your daughters can carry on the name as well as your sons over
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Now I'm beginning
Exactly.
to understand this thing better. But anyway, yeah, it took take the energy to make it simple. But anyway,
Yeah. And it is really simple. And the truth of the matter is, right now, there are over 30,000 daughters named after their mothers in the US. Now,
wow.
they don't have Junior on there, but now going forward, hopefully they will. And someone asked me, "Well, what's stopping someone today from naming a Junior?" It's not like we don't have to go and get like an omnibus or a mega bill or
Yeah.
something for this. Now, when you have the baby, you can say on the birth certificate, "I want it to be, let's just say, Tamara Nall, comma Junia or comma
Right.
JN." You can do that now.
Right.
Now, the issue will be once you go to some, state or federal databases and there's a drop down for a suffix, then it won't be there. But if we
Right.
get enough momentum around it, we can, convince these agencies, etc. And actually, someone said they might not even have to pass a law because there's no law for junior, right?
Right.
You just might have to do
Right.
a resolution
It's
or a
typos.
petition.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
There's no wrong with Junior. Junior just pops up there because it's been part of the male process.
Yes, exactly. So
It's
we
like
need to
junior,
invest.
third, second, fifth, whatever. It's like
Yeah.
just add stuff.
Exactly. And that's the same thing for junior. So you have the junior, then you have the third, the fourth, the fifth, however you want
Yeah,
to. And I was actually on a podcast the other day, and the young lady was a father daughter
yeah.
podcast. And the young lady said that she actually has a friend who is a junior. Three
Wow.
generations. Her grandmother, she bears the name of her mother, who bears the name of her grandmother. So hopefully I'll be able to meet them because we actually have these neck medallions that
Uh-huh.
we're having created where as we meet juniors,
Yeah,
we're actually going to go and present them with a junior legacy medallion
wow.
because they're the legacy that would be before juniors, that are formally named after junior. So
Wow.
yeah, so we just have a lot of momentum about this. It's something that's really exciting. um, there are some people who ask, "Do I have I ever faced resistance when I talk about this?" And I say no. Now, I'm not saying everyone agrees with it, but no one has articulated that to me.
Yeah.
I think
There's no current. I think currently no one. I can't see anyone really feeling threatened by the junior yet. But as it gains momentum, uh, there'll probably be some pushback, especially here in the South.
mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
hate. I love the South, born and raised in North Carolina, but there's still some pockets, even like my hometown, with just four stoplights.
mm-hmm,
They can't decide whether they want to be Donald JT or have our annual festival and celebration every May, which honors us coming away from segregation.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So yeah, so Junior could be a challenge for some folks, but it's needed.
Yeah.
Or perhaps in some small places I've known lived, like you said, it's automatically. It was Dorothy, then it's Dorothy May, then it's Dorothy Jean, then the name continues in some form, and no one's really thought about the importance of it. It was
Mm-hmm,
just culturally passed down. Uh,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I had
And
the
you know what?
opportunity.
Oh, sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you go ahead.
Yeah, I was
I was
gonna
just having a flashback to a client I had in Raleigh when I finished up interacting with her. She broke down that her family have been in that area of Raleigh since slavery ended.
say.
This
Mm-hmm,
was the home. This wasn't the original home, but the house was situated where her great grandfather had his home.
mm-hmm,
I'm like, what? He said,
mm-hmm,
yes. So you never think about it that way because NC State has bought up a lot of the property in that area. But this
mm-hmm,
property here and others near it have been here on my family line since they came out of slavery. I'm like,
mm-hmm.
wow. And she just highlighted some of the names. I didn't connect all the dots, all the names, but now hearing you speak of Jonia, I'm like, I wonder how many names were passed down.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's very common to pass down one of, either the first or the middle. Maybe
yeah.
yeah, mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm,
this is different. Anyway,
yeah.
I'm jumping
And
out. I'm gonna let you take jumping out and just let you talk because I,
no, no,
like I said,
and for me, it's not about which side of the aisle you're on. For me,
right.
it's about the mother and her having a legacy that continues. That's how I view
Mhm.
it. And while I haven't gotten pushback, I have had mothers who have told me that they thought about naming their daughters after them, or maybe
Mhm.
they had a spouse or a partner who suggested that they name it, but they were the ones that said no
What?
because they didn't want to be viewed as being arrogant or conceited. And
But
so, yeah.
I'm sorry. Hey, that's an honor to think about. But that's also part of the conditioning too. That men we've been conditioned to do it, and it's great for us. but it's not so great for you.
Yeah, and there's so many sons who proudly wear and hold their father's name. So why can't it be the same for daughters? And so
Yeah,
of course, both of those people, I challenge them. I say, you've got to think about this differently. You got to be just like it is when you have accomplishment or you get a degree or certificate, whatever you do. Like we should celebrate those accomplishments and not be shy about them because women are super. They
yeah.
wear capes, these invisible capes, doing so much. And so why should we not have our daughters proudly wear our name and hold our
See,
name?
now you mention it. Now you mention it. I didn't really thought about it, but that's how it is in my family. My aunt Shirley, one of her nieces was named Little Shirley. We call her Little Shirley. She carried on the name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's the same. It doesn't have to be a mother, but the name's carried on from Aunt Shirley to Little Shirley. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
wow. The name, and there's variations of it, like Anna in the family. It's carried on. This, like I said, I didn't realize the connection till now.
Yeah.
The girls are carrying on the names.
Yeah, the girls are carrying on the name. And so I don't know, it's just an exciting time. I'm a little shocked when I did my research that it had not been thought of before or created before, but
Mhm.
somebody has to be the first. And so why not I? If
Yeah,
somebody's gonna do it, I
yeah.
should, be the one to do
But
it.
your story behind it, though, I'm like, that's a deep story. But the thing
Thank
is, you're creating legacy associated with your story. I'm sorry, popping over here. Oh, I don't. No way. I got things. That was me.
Oh,
Amazon,
okay.
my favorite company besides Walmart.
Mhm. And then there are some people who ask, well, how did you come up with it, Junia? And the way that I thought of that was that it had to be a name that
Hmm.
didn't have a huge shock factor.
Right,
Meaning it couldn't be like Junior and then Kodak or
right,
Junior and I don't know, vitamin C, just whatever. It
right.
had to be something. So Junia is very much and sounds similar to Junior, right?
Junior, right.
Even if you're whispering it, in some cases it's kind of, hard to tell the difference. That's number one. And then number two, I actually saw those insights from the Bible. So
Yeah.
if you go to Romans 16:7,
Hmm.
there is the Apostle Paul mentions the Apostle Junia. And
Right,
she was a female apostle that had
mhm,
been imprisoned like
right,
many of the male apostles
right,
because of her beliefs. She's
mhm,
only mentioned in the Bible once. And
right.
to me, it was just so profound to think, wow, like, this phenomenal woman who's only mentioned once, and it happened to be very close to Junia. And to me, that was powerful. It embodies legacy. It embodies the continuation of, the mother and the legacy there. And so that's how we came up with the name Junia.
Yeah, and it's really you're speaking on things that here's where I have been challenged, like you're not a believer, but I've said it quite a bit, and I've been through this whole conversation. But the
Mm-hmm.
point is where was I went down that I've been down that road. I will go down that road again
Mm-hmm.
of researching and learning more about the impact of Africa and the African church before
Mm-hmm.
we get the church with the Christian European church.
Mm-hmm.
And in my research and my studies, and still to the point I got an Ethiopian Bible from Ethiopian church, which
Mm-hmm.
is still in existence even today. I came across the influence of women and women of color. Though there's one thing primarily in the New Testament, there were women, black women, bishops. The church being before it got to Europe, predominantly black, Ethiopia. You look at those who choose to take that deep dive, they will find the number of women who were apostles, who were preachers, who are living history that we have been denied that history, and their influence. I, in my own heart of hearts, Karen, yeah, I'm being. This is a black podcast, so I'm gonna go there. It's my
Mm-hmm.
show. I can go there if I want to. that history was not eradicated because of slavery. It was just delayed reaching as far as reaching us. That the
Mhm.
naming, the women of color, the naming, the importance associated with the name.
Yeah.
There's a lineage there for those that want to connect the dots and bring it up to, like I said, in the Bible they mentioned that one, but if you look at church history, there are many more than we can even begin to name.
Mhm.
Uh, Aquila and Priscilla, people want to portray them as being of European descent. They were dark skinned women, just as Jesus was. So though they look Junia, almost every woman mentioned in the New Testament was a woman of color and some hue. And that's going to cause some people to say, well, how you know? Because you look at where they were at, looking at the region, you visit, if you can travel there now, you would see what the people look like. I haven't been there yet. I would love to go someday. So going back to what you were saying and tying it all, not off topic, but just a little bit off topic, is that there's a strong history of honoring women in
Mhm.
positions of power.
Mhm.
And I'm not taking over what you. I'm not trying to take over your show, but the
Oh, it's
foundation was laid.
a guess.
How can I say it? The foundation was laid for you to bring us to the 21st, 22nd century with Junia and this project, and this organization, to let us know that what wasn't talked about is talked about, will be talked about, and legacy will be created, and it will not be erased because we have technology to make sure we get it out there, and it will not be dusted over and covered up. So I'll say it like this: Thank you for doing what you're doing, because you said, I believe in the beginning, you brought it out. You're working on it. You have a team of people. It ain't go. How can I say it like that? It ain't going nowhere. It ain't
I
going nowhere.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. No, it is definitely an exciting time, and there's just power in naming. You know,
Yeah,
having lost my mother,
yeah,
it's about like the video archives, the audio archives. I wish I had more, and
yeah.
then the naming. So it's very special, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. Um, a little bit interesting that I'm the first and that it wasn't done before, but here we are. So,
Yeah, but someone has to take that next step, that next leap. Uh, in us moving uh things I have
mhm,
put aside and packed in boxes. I now have on my bookcase. Uh, I have letters written from by my mother going
mm,
back to 1983.
mm,
Uh, it's like as I look to the side, I've got cards for my wife.
mhm,
Uh, I've got I've got but I have actual letters in my mother's handwriting
mm.
before my first son from the 80s, and I was like, no longer they stay hidden
Right.
because it's like it's what you were saying. That loss is she's gone.
Mhm.
I can pick it up and say, this is
Yes.
Dorothy's handwriting.
Yep.
This is this letter was written when my first son was born. This was written when my second son was born. This is when she came to take them. She came out of fishing, had to go fishing when they were little boys at King Bowl. This is Dorothy's legacy,
Mhm.
uh, and they sit under the shadow of my grandfather, who Alfred is a family name.
Mm.
So she named me Alfred. He had a junior who I never went missing, but I've heard of him. So
Mm.
that's a common name in our family.
Mhm.
Alfred Jr. I'm Alfred. My oldest son is Alfred. There's cousins with Alfred in it. And it
Wow.
comes back around, and it comes back around to what I mentioned earlier. There's my Aunt Shirley, who's the oldest surviving sibling by my grandmother. And there's little Shirley, who carries on the female legacy.
Mm. Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
So it's like things are going full circle in a way I hadn't even imagined until you came on this show. Yeah, yeah. Because it's like, yeah, it sounds kind of corny. Sometimes I think about it, but having different people on this podcast in this format, I'm able to connect the dots to my own bloodline.
Mhm. Yeah,
and this is
it's
one of those.
powerful. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think. You know, this is you're one of these people I would have to have back. So you're like number four. I want to bring back already. Uh,
Oh, good.
because I got I've got my I call him my friend now since he's sending me a T-shirt. You be my
Mm.
friend now since I'm donating some coins to your organization.
Oh,
Uh, but I don't know the story of naming my granddaughter with the
uh-huh.
middle name Michelle. But regardless of where they did it, I have a cousin Michelle in my family.
Mm.
So
Wow.
and I don't know whether my daughter-in-law has people. I don't know the backstory, so I'm not going to it in this show.
Okay.
But all I know is that I have a cousin Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
I have a granddaughter whose middle name is Michelle.
Wow.
So the legacy continues.
Yeah, I mean, and we, like you said, we don't often draw the dots, right? We don't connect the dots, if you will. Sorry, the dots are there. We don't often connect the dots until we have, conversations like this, and
Mhm.
we need to be having more conversations like this. Number one, starting with conversations around women and their careers, and
Yeah.
the fact that sometimes you're gonna have to make choices, but if I could do it all over again, I would freeze my eggs when I was like in my 20s. Okay. It's
I'm sorry
insurance.
to laugh, but yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
If you don't use them, you don't use them. But, it is hard to have everything at all times at the same time. So I do believe that women can have all the things they want to. It just might not be at the same time. And so freeze your eggs, women. That's what I tell people. The young folks after that.
Yeah.
And then and then the option of naming your beautiful daughter after yourself. I mean, I just think it's just so precious.
Wow. Something is again, it can be very simplistic. Is a lifetime. It's the ultimate legacy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's the ultimate legacy.
Mm-hmm. It really, 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 really is.
And it's
So
something I think we've gotten away from, even as far as fathers and sons naming and things of that sort. Uh,
mhm.
but this is different. I'm trying to think, man. I have to sit back and take a deep breath on this one. There's a lot of connecting dots intentionally and unintentionally as far as the naming process goes.
Mm-hmm.
See, this here lives out. This conversation is one of those few that hits at the core of my podcast name, which I almost changed until the client suggested I leave it alone because
Mm-hmm.
it touches a lot of people. The life is definitely about more than living in the sense that you can create a legacy with naming. Not just about money, not just about career. Naming your daughter is continuing your legacy, or your granddaughter, or finding a way to get the name to your niece or
Mm-hmm.
somebody. This is deep, and,
Mm-hmm.
it's deep. It runs more deeply than some may think. Uh, but yeah, okay. Uh, you can continue on as long as you like. I'm
Yeah.
good. I
Well,
mean,
I mean,
yeah,
for me, I think the natural, I mean, to me, it's just simple.
yeah,
You can name your daughter now. For those of you that are expecting, or somebody's expecting, recommend it, suggest it. That's what
yeah.
we're doing on all of our social media platforms. And I think I would want to just kind of wrap it up by saying what's next.
Okay. What's next?
And
That's a good thing. Yeah. What's
yeah,
next? What
and
is next?
that's really around, the legislative journey that we have to go on. So we have to get support, a co-sponsorship, and
So you can support her. Be a co-sponsor, y'all. Whoever
please,
you are, wherever you're catching this, sign a petition too as well.
yes, sign the petition, please. If you know of any representatives, any political folk, let us know and connect with us. Because like I said, they want to support their constituents. And given what's going on today,
Mhm.
with the administration and in the world and in the US politics and stuff, politicians need a win. And this is an
Yeah,
easy win for them.
yeah, yeah.
Because they're
Who doesn't have a really
uh,
who doesn't have a daughter, niece, or cousin, or somebody? Yeah,
hmm hmm
yeah,
And I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, I guess people could say that this could destroy the patriarch, but I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it has
It
something to do
doesn't.
with it. Doesn't. It doesn't. There could always be someone who's going to say something. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, this is something that literally should get bipartisan support. It's
Yeah.
something that no matter what side of the aisle, and even if you're independent, whatever, apolitical,
It,
non.
it, it should go. It should go either way. And I'm gonna take it back to what the thought you caused me. If you just sit back, if people simply, depending on how size their family is, to simply take a moment and pause. If you have girls in your family, women in your family, there's going to be at least one that's been named after somebody.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
more common than you think. Like you said,
Mhm.
it's an easy win. So,
Mhm.
oh yeah, my cousin was named Betty Sue after Sue Betty, whoever. It's an easy win.
Easy, very, very easy. And then I would also appeal to the men out there to be supportive of it, to suggest
Yeah,
it. If you hear, oh, I don't know, I don't want to be considered arrogant or what have you, just say, no, no, it's not like that at all. We have plenty of juniors running around. What's wrong with plenty of juniors? And so
well,
be supportive. So this conversation isn't just for women and among women, it's for
yeah,
men and among
yeah,
men to be supportive.
yeah. I mean, it could be as simple as, well, uh, I love your mama, so why can't you have a name, part of your mama's name in you? Because if you my baby girl, why not make you my baby girl by having part of your mother's name?
Mm-hmm.
I
Simple.
mean, simple, simple. Thankfully, I'm a granddaddy, so I ain't gonna worry about none of that. But,
Yeah.
it's quite simple though. It's like, yeah. If you want to butt heads, that's different, but it's quite simple.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, this is my new, but I always wanted to be a girl dad, and I wanted to have a daughter. Yeah, that's the case. They honor the woman with the name.
And it is
I'm sorry,
amazing.
I'm taking over your show. I'm
No,
taking,
it's good. It's amazing to be a girl dad. I mean, people wear that proudly too. So if you're gonna be
yeah.
a hashtag girl dad, let's move on over to the naming too.
Well, that name part, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm.
anyway, yeah, we can wrap this up. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank
I
you.
don't, I just would like to read, I would like to label this like part two and do it at a later time frame.
Yeah.
How come calendar man is filling up so fast? I had no idea once I started live streaming through YouTube and Facebook and use this service to do it, that it would, and a new booking service. it
Wow.
will it will blow up like it's done. I'm literally booked all but through January 2026.
Well,
And I,
congratulations on the success of the podcast. That's amazing, Alfred.
yeah, considering it's been around 8 years and this has happened since March
Oh
of this
wow.
year.
And so what
Uh,
did it what did you do differently?
what I did differently, I'm one of the men. I'm one of the men who make that wise suggestion.
Oh,
See her
oh.
live because she's been using StreamYard. She's been using StreamYard forever. Her and her bestie doing that show.
Mm,
I think I would put their show instead. Their show is Tilted Halo. Tilted
mm,
Halo. So
mm,
my
mm.
dear wife, you catching this? I don't know, she's working in the office now. We have separate offices now at the house. So I'm gonna recommend you for her show instead. I think you'd be the perfect guest for them to dive into.
Oh,
Uh,
thank
they, they they go they go live on Facebook on Tuesday nights.
mm-hmm.
I think seven or whatever time. But that would be the perfect show to reach a larger audience. And as far as that, in the context of directly women, they have men too. But yeah, I'm
Mm-hmm,
gonna
hmm.
send you. I'm gonna share your stuff with her. Uh, let's see if she will dive into that.
Well,
She's
thank
heavy into, she's a grandmother of granddaughters and people. So yeah, I
uh
got one.
no, I
You know,
appreciate that. Thank you so much.
yeah, if you don't mind doing Facebook Live on a Tuesday night, and I'm gonna shoot your stuff over to her and let you
Not at
let her.
all. Not at all. I
Yeah,
enjoy these conversations and we need to have
yeah,
more.
yeah. That would definitely be the better spot. Probably doing a second segment on my show. I'm don't watch her show. I'm
Oh,
whispering in live. That's crazy. Anyway, but Tamara, I appreciate you coming on.
thank you so much.
I'm gonna say everyone who's catching this now or catching our replay, uh, support what she's doing.
Please,
Think
thank
deeply about the naming process
Thank you.
in the sense of who in your family carry on the name now of your mother, your auntie, your cousin, someone. The name, someone there has carrying on the name. Uh, please support Life is About More Than Living, which is currently self-sponsored by means of Split Souls in Transition, my book. Uh, and everyone, y'all have an amazing week. I have another guest coming on tomorrow, I believe, at 3 o'clock p.m. Whose show I'm going to create after I finish this one. But all said and done, thank you, Tamara.
Thank you.
Uh, I look forward to seeing you either on my show or on Tilted Halo at
Yes.
some point. Um, we're in this together. Appreciate you. I'm
Thank
gonna take
you.
us all I'm gonna take us all camera so I can do the exit, and I'll just have a couple more words with you.
All right.
So hang tight. All right.
Thanks,
Bye bye,
everyone.
everybody. But let me take y'all camera for a second.